I have like a whole new level of respect for you.
I'm sitting in on this one because we have questions.
You just want to be next to her.
No, I just have questions.
Sure. So Kim, this is our Hangout. This is a microphone. Here is our camera right here.
Great.
And basically we get to hang out with these very fine gentlemen, and ladies may pop up into our Hangout here in a little bit, but also from people all over the world are watching from our YouTube channel. So
wow.
Awesome.
Hey everybody.
So let me introduce you really quick. Hey, good morning. It's Maria from the MyFOXLA newsroom here in Los Angeles with Tshaka, who I wonder why he's near today. Could it be that we're hanging out with the lovely and very talented, apparently physically, you can do all these crazy, the yogi, Kim Snyder.
Yeah.
Clinical nutritionist, and she's written a book, by the way, and I don't know if we have a copy of that book. No, we don't have it. No straw. Thank you, Heather. She made this smoothie here for everyone. Actually, several smoothies out there. So we're gonna try it. It's very healthy, and she's all about healthy and clean living.
Yep, and balance.
And balance
from the inside out.
I want to quickly introduce you to everybody here because I know they're just dying to say hello and they've got tons of questions. This is Trev. He's hanging out with us from the UK.
Hi.
Trev. Justin is also in England. Joe is in Las Vegas, and Joe, our audio with you is feeding back a little bit. Dayanu is in Reno.
Hi.
And Ayub is also in England. He's in Leicester.
Hi.
Wow, the UK.
And hello, world. I see you're watching. Please flag me.
Flag.
Tag me if you have a question for Kim, because she, has some really good advice for you to stay healthy and how to eat healthy and eat right. Is this one mine? Is this mine?
So.
Yes.
I stole one of them.
You stealer. So this is a smoothie that you just made.
Yes.
And it's filled with what?
So this is one of the smoothies that we're going to have at Glow Bio, and it encapsulates our philosophy, which is basically that you need to make the foods more bioavailable to the body. So rather than just putting buckwheat groats into the smoothie, we sprouted them and soaked them for 48 hours. And what that process does is it makes them more in tune with the living body. They start to grow plants. Their enzymes increase over 2,000%. The vitamins and the minerals increase for availability into your body by several 1,000%.
Wow.
So when it goes in, this is more in tune. We've prepared it, so it's not just putting in. Basically, a seed or a sprout has the DNA to become a big tree or a bush or something like that. But you need to start awakening it. It's dormant until we start to awaken it. So if you just ate like the seeds,
different forms of
if you just ate the buckwheat or the seeds or whatever it is without preparing it, it would be more dense. It has something what's called inhibitor enzymes on the outside, so it's more dense and acidic. So anyways, I could nerd out about this all day, but
nerd. She's such a nerd.
All our smoothies are made to be the most easily digestible by the body.
But
so that's
now,
the main
if
thing.
we're talking yoga and you're talking about balance and kind of seeing those themes all the way through, that's a very common theme in yoga is opening up the chakra, opening up the body.
Yes.
So you kind of have that with the buckwheat sprouts as well.
That's right. With all our smoothies, the focus is on manifesting the optimal health and vigor in the body.
It's not bad. It's a little chalky for me, but it tastes like
this. This is
like vanilla. Kind of,
it has a vanilla taste. This gives you energy for hours. This
energy.
Has 5 grams of fiber, 6 grams of complete protein in the body. A lot of people run around. Even Maria was saying she doesn't have time to eat all the time. So when you have something like this, it's blended. It goes into your body. It's well combined.
I don't have time to do it all myself, though. What do I do?
Well, you could go to Glow Bio and get it from us. Smoothies are easy. You throw it in.
I know. I don't have time. Honestly,
we're gonna buy you a blender and keep it here so that
I bought you guys a blender. There is one here.
There's one here.
Yes.
There's one here.
Yes. It's in the kitchen. Unless Steve took it home with him or something. I don't know.
You do know where the kitchen is, don't you, Tshaka?
It's in West Hollywood. It's on Melrose and Gardner.
Damn it, so far. You guys have questions? Yes. Go ahead, Ayub.
Oh, my question is mainly for just the right kind of foods to have, especially to promote healthy bones. It's one of the things that affects me and affects Maria at the moment with her knee injury. So healthy bones, healthy ligaments, things like that.
Oh, that's a fantastic question. I actually just wrote a blog on 2 days ago on osteoporosis. And I feel like this is one of the, there's a lot of misconceptions around bone health. A lot of us are led to believe it's just load up on the dairy, load up on calcium. But actually more and more studies, including the China study, which is the longest running study in medical history, have shown that ironically, the countries that have the most dairy have the most osteoporosis.
Really?
And this has to do with alkalinity in the body. There's acid and alkaline balances, again, back to the idea of balance, that need to be maintained in the body. And when you have a lot of dairy, you can read the side of the label and you can say, oh, I'm having a lot of calcium, but the way it digests in the body is very acidic. And when you're eating a lot of acid forming foods, it has to leach minerals out of your body to create that balance. So when you're having a lot of acidity, your bones become weaker because it's pulling the alkaline minerals out.
There's a negative effect.
There's a negative effect. It's called, you're actually like, calcium excretion is coming through the urine.
I've been drinking a lot of milk lately.
So,
but now,
again,
the same effect with soda because the
soda,
carbonic acid?
exactly. Soda is extremely acid forming in the body.
Sodas are bad.
So soda, there's certain things
bad.
to avoid. Soda is the number one, I would say. But again, like a country like China, which doesn't have very little dairy, they have about the third that we consume as far as calcium, and there's basically no osteoporosis. So you look at what's going on here. So I would say it's important to balance your diet and keep your body more alkaline. And the most alkaline forming foods are greens, fruit, fresh vegetables. So if you look at what you're eating in a day, your lunch and dinner should definitely have a raw component, whether it's a salad, vegetables, even some cooked vegetables too. But definitely check out the recipe for my glowing green smoothie. That's a way to get in a glass a ton of
Do you eat meat at all?
I personally don't eat meat, but a lot of my clients do eat meat. But what I'll do is I'll take them from eating 3 to 5 times a day, and I'll reduce it.
Whoa.
But yeah, so it's a balance.
You mean a week?
No,
some of my clients,
day?
some of my actors were eating like in some form, whether it's the whey protein shakes and then the turkey sandwiches and the egg whites. And like people eat a lot, and that can be quite congestive to the body, very heavy, very acidic. So you want to make sure your overall diet is balanced. Back to your question with the osteoporosis, and definitely cut out the soda and have more greens in. And dairy is a very controversial topic. It's yogurt is said to be good because of the probiotics, but you can get probiotics from they even have coconut milk yogurt now. You can make your own raw sauerkraut or buy it, which is something I make every day. It's called my probiotic and enzyme salad. It's easy to get probiotics from other sources.
Do you live here now?
I do. Well, I'm back and forth between here and New York, but yeah.
Oh.
So I can come make food for you. Is that right?
Trev has a question. And after Trev's question, I want to ask you a question about yoga.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Do you have a question, Trev?
Yeah, me. Was it?
Yeah.
I only just started drinking smoothies, green smoothies, a couple of days ago for 2 reasons. One, because I want to lose weight. So because I got arthritis about 2 years ago, and it crippled me for a couple of years. So one, because I want to lose the weight that I put on by not being active, and two, because the ones that I'm drinking are anti-inflammatory. So I just, do you have any recipes for like an anti-inflammatory green smoothie, preferably with water as opposed to milk or anything like that?
Yes. The first thing I was going to say is to keep it really cleansing into your body. Don't put almond milk or any type of milk in the green smoothies, which I've seen here in LA. Some places have that, and that takes away from the cleansing and rebuilding effect. What's really great for inflammation, what I give to my clients that have inflammatory issues, is turmeric, which I actually put in some of our other recipes.
How much? Like if
for a 16
yeah.
ounce glass, you could actually put 1/4 teaspoon, and this has amazing balancing properties in your blood. It's said to be an anti-inflammatory. I would also use in your green smoothie Trev is pineapple is like a fantastic
I've just basically what I do is I throw everything in it. I've got the one I've just had. I had a banana, pineapple, spinach, put loads of spinach in, 2 sticks of celery, and then a little bit of water. So just basically throw everything into it. Everything that's green.
So just add turmeric.
Yes, I would add turmeric to it.
Brilliant.
And then I would also put a citrus component, either lime juice or lemon juice, for that vitamin C, which helps like repair the collagen. It works really well with the turmeric as well, as far as taste-wise. I would also say to make sure that you really rotate your greens. Spinach is great, but I would put in kale, Swiss chard. They all have different levels of certain minerals. So just make sure that you're rotating the greens.
What about ginger?
Ginger is great too.
Great anti-inflammatory.
Ginger is great. Ginger and turmeric are actually in the same sort of family, like root vegetables, but turmeric is actually even more potent as far as anti-inflammatory. Oh,
Yeah, that's on our website.
Hilarious.
That's amazing.
I was like, don't come too close.
You're like you're
And actually,
pretzer girl.
that's where my yoga questions come in.
Do you know what? I didn't even know it was the same girl. Because I watched that and then I saw you doing your blending thing. And I thought you were two different people until you sat down and Maria said.
Well, you know
No,
what's
it's the
funny is like
same.
with yoga and like my diet, I feel that it's really changed my practice, my yoga practice as far as how I eat. When you aren't, and you're back to our first question, when you eat a really acidic diet, the acids accumulate in the soft tissues in your body, including your joints. So even if you practice a lot of yoga or you try to be physical, you're going to feel more stiff. It's going to be harder for you to move. But when I changed my diet and I started eating this way, my back opened up, my organs, there's just less waste accumulating in your body. There's always going to be metabolic waste, natural endogenous toxins. But when you're not putting that much more acidic toxins in, your body just becomes much more open.
Now
So it works together. The yoga and the lifestyle,
smoothies.
what you eat is very in tune.
those smoothies that I can buy, the I forget the name of them, but in the store.
Jamba Juice?
No,
Like
Jamba Juice is not
naked,
good.
like the pasteurized ones?
Yeah.
No, I don't recommend those.
Oh.
They're pasteurized, which means a lot of the good nutrients, the enzymes have been killed.
Oh.
And if you look at one of those juices, which is 15.2
There's
ounces,
a lot of
there's 56 grams of sugar
sugar.
because the first few ingredients are basically apple juice. Even the ones called green, there's some green powder,
Right, the green
but it's
machine.
mostly just like some fruit puree and apple juice.
Right.
And then a little bit of greens. Whereas the glowing green smoothie is 70% green, a citrus component, there's fresh lemon juice, and there's some fruit. But you're getting more greens for the mineralization that your body needs.
So if I go to your store, that Biomed, can I just buy like a week's worth and put it in the fridge or no?
You can keep with smoothies, they're blended, you're not masticating. They keep well for up to 72 hours.
I have to
So-
go every couple of days.
You can go every 3
Every
days.
3 days.
Which is not that bad. I mean, it's easier than some, if you don't have time to shop and clean and cut, whatnot.
I may do that.
Good.
It's better just to, I mean, do
Yeah.
them one by one though. It's better. I mean, if you can do them one by one, because it's to pour them straight out of the thing and just have that's better than sticking them in the fridge.
In the morning.
Yeah, I always say, like, how it works with people's lifestyles. Like, it's the enzymes hold up really good if you keep it covered for to reduce oxidation and you keep it in the fridge. So you're getting the benefit of having it every day versus, oh, I couldn't make it fresh every morning, so I'm not going to do it.
Right.
That's not beneficial. Just
So it's
I
better
don't
if I
I don't have time to make it every day. Like sometimes I'll make it enough for myself for 2 or 3
Couple
days,
days.
and have it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's there for you in case you have an afternoon. For an afternoon snack, you could have it in the
I
afternoon
would love
as
to
well.
have it when I get home because that's when
So
I
much
feel
energy,
like
guys.
this.
That's the other thing. Like, I feel like all the snacky that's happening, like people have a
Yes.
slump, or even by mid-morning people start reaching for
Yes.
coffee. If you start having foods, again, my motto is our shop is called Glow Bio because bio stands for balance inside out. Balance is
Inside
nature.
out.
Nature is fiber and juice. So we have juices too, and juices are beneficial, but how the produce is grown in nature is with the fiber and the juice. So if we want to be more balanced, we have to eat in tune with nature. That's why I'm such a big proponent of the glowing green smoothie. We need that fiber to stabilize our blood
And
sugar
you're
levels.
referring to how they
cleanse
make
out the
juices,
toxins.
and the juices are all just liquid, and they lose the fiber.
That's
Like
right.
you have orange juice in the store that has no pulp.
And then
Which my kids hate pulp orange juice, but I'm like, you have to drink it because you need the pulp.
well, but even the orange juice with pulp is still it's still stripped. It's not that they're blending the orange; they're still stripping out the fiber.
And then
Yeah.
So,
adding pulp
you know,
back.
again, at the shop, we do have, a variety of juices, and juices have their place. They have benefits. I'm not saying they're not beneficial, but I'm saying that smoothies are very important too because it's the whole food blended. So me, for instance, I have our glowing green smoothie every day. And then sometimes in the afternoon, I'll have, a juice as a snack, but I wouldn't replace the
Meals.
smoothies with juices. I wouldn't replace meals with juices. 'Cause
Right,
it's not a whole
right,
food anymore.
right.
There's a lot of misconceptions about cleansing, like these ideas.
Yeah,
but-
and then that's all they do.
Yeah.
Okay, Tshaka, you stay here.
Yeah, go
I have to run and get ready for the 10, but Ayub has a question. Hi, guys. Thank you.
I have one more question. This is more for myself again. I've had back issues for a long time, and I'm just wondering what you think would be the best exercises just to loosen it up and keep it mobile rather than... I mean, I had a bulging disc and all of that kind of stuff that had to have a steroid shot put
Is
into
it your upper back or your
It's
lower
the lower
back?
back. Lower back.
Oh, the best thing for lower back, can I show?
Sure. Am I doing it? You're doing it.
No, I'm going to do it.
Okay, she's gonna do it.
I did this on the segment today, but I just want to reiterate the best thing is forward bends are really great for your lower back, and you can really hang if you're doing it on the floor. See, I'll do this carefully in my dress.
Do it carefully. No,
Okay.
Do you demonstrate, Tshaka?
All right.
So what you want to do to keep it safe is to touch your chest to your thighs like this. And this starts to stretch your lower back. Don't overstretch. And then over time, just start to wiggle your feet out a little bit, but keep your chest and your thighs touching, and that way you won't overstrain your lower back. But this gets a nice gentle stretch. It starts to create more movement in the spinal mobility. But to keep it safe, especially if you have issues, again, I'll say this again, make sure your chest and your thighs are touching, and then eventually you'll be able to wiggle out a little more.
Is that a good way to be able to stretch out your hamstrings as well? Because I have very tight hamstrings.
This is great for your hamstring, but again, just keep it touching
Touch
and
your
go
chest.
gradually so that you don't overstretch your back.
Thank you.
Wow. We got a demo.
If you're it's hard to
Unbelievable.
simple forward fold like this, and then you can also do the same thing. Bend your knees and touch your chest to your thighs. Hanging over is good as well, and that's really good to target your lower back. Most people sit. I don't know what your situation is, but if you sit at a desk all day and then you have your computer, you can really start to throw out your back. And so just these simple forward folds just start to really loosen up your spine and create more movement, and they're really healthy. Even if you do it for like a couple seconds a day, you can work that into your lifestyle.
So you can do that in your chair. Is that,
yes,
can you also do that?
in your chair, you can literally, like Tshaka showing, you can put your head down in between your knees.
Getting glare off your head, Tshaka.
Not like that, but you know what
That
I'm
almost seems counterintuitive for some people because they would think that doing this is slouching.
Well, it's like hanging. It's like, they have those like in yoga, so much of the idea of inversion is freeing your spine from the gravity. So if you're not to the point where you can do these crazy inversions, it doesn't matter. You can just sort of hang and let the benefits come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's a good segue to my question because I did Pilates for a time.
Okay.
For about a couple of years. And one of the things, all the Pilates instructors at this one gym I went to, they were used to having female participants, I guess.
Okay.
Female Pilates people, women who were doing Pilates.
Yeah.
And I was like one of the only guys there. And they all went nuts because there was all these Pilates moves that a lot of their women didn't have the upper body strength to do.
Right.
Especially like on the Cadillac. And so they had me hanging on bars and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But for me, I actually liked it. Because when I exercise, I like a very aggressive physical component to my exercise. Like I like Olympic lifts, things like that. So is there a form of yoga that I can do that's going to give me that feeling when I'm done, like I just can't, not just this passive, and down, an arrow, and I want to feel
is that a pose?
like when you did the archer. No. When you did the handstand, I was like, I want to do that.
Okay, so I will say, like, yoga is many different levels, but I would say if you have so much of that aggression and other physical exercises, I would say you probably need the more relaxing yoga.
No.
It's like what we don't want is what we need.
Shot down in flames there.
I don't want it.
No. Okay, that being said, you can take it to the next level, of course. Like, there's always somewhere you can go.
Okay.
Men, like, I'm, in my yoga class, I'm one of the few females that does a lot of handstands. Guys love it because you can kind of feel it in your arm muscles and you can feel it in your shoulders.
I just want to feel like I actually got a workout that kind of,
but holding the standing poses too creates a lot of strength in your legs. But I would say for men, like, men are very, have a lot of tightness in their hamstrings, even you were saying that, and also in your spine. So I think no matter what, you need to twist. Other physical exercises you're doing, if you're not balanced, again, this idea of balance, if you're not strengthening your spine and all the muscles along here, you can easily get injured. You can throw yourself off, especially if he's saying, like, I want to be aggressive, I want to do the physical activities, but you also need to lengthen and stretch and balance. But yes, to answer your question, handstands are great for men. Even forearm stands are really great. You can feel like you're building a lot of strength, and you can feel your heart rate starting to get up because all these little muscles to stabilize yourself, to stay in that position, are working. So it becomes much more of a, I would say rajastic is the word in Sanskrit, much more like active practice. And that's how I practice too a lot of the time because I have a lot of energy to burn up. So I'm not just standing there sort of, there's a lot of
how long do you have to do yoga to be able to build up to the level where you can do some of those inversions or handstands?
Well, I would say everybody's body is different. But, for me, it probably took like 2 years to really get a handstand. But it's guys, I've seen guys be able to do it much faster. It just has to do with like your personal strength in your body.
Okay.
But I would just say just get in there. You don't worry so much about doing the advanced poses. Like you can.
But I'm an overachiever.
There's a lot of plank, which is like a push-up. You can throw in extra like chaturangas, which are like a push-up. You could do more of that in between. So you can make your practice like you can step it up if you want as well.
Well, see, and part of it for me is I've been very active in martial arts since a young age, and so I've been out for a long time. And I don't have the time to really dedicate to the kind of training I used to do. But I still want to get back to a level of being limber that I used to be.
Yes.
But I'm real tight now. So that's why I want to do yoga, but I also want something that's going to keep me involved.
No, it's great because yoga is making you limber, but it's also strength building. Right. So as you're like stretching, and again, all this like sort of with the back question, like the upper back movement, in most exercises, you're not moving your spine.
Right.
You're kind of moving your legs and your arms, but it's so important to back bend.
Right.
Like the downward dog to the upward dog. Like these are so healthy for your spine. And this is also stimulating your thyroid, your endocrine system, which helps balance your body, which is really important as well.
Okay.
So get on that mat. Just start.
Do you have a video series or for me to do it at home? Is there
I have a video coming out as well soon. But yeah, that's a whole other
So we're going to
topic.
chat because I need something I can throw on the computer at home or watch.
Yes, of course. And there's lots of good ones out.
Do you have a channel? Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, go check out, it's Kimberly Snyder, and my website's kimberlysnyder.net, and I have a lot of videos on there and different blogs, especially we're talking about the osteoporosis. My Twitter is at Kim's Beauty Detox.
And so that's kimberlysnyder.net.
Yes.
At Kim's
Beauty
Detox.
At Kim's Beauty Detox.
Okay,
but it's for guys too. Don't let the beauty scare you.
You can be beautiful.
It's SNYDER.
So there we go.
Oh, okay, I wouldn't spell it that way. Okay. Right.
Yeah, but for you guys with the recipes, you were asking about the recipes. Definitely check out the blog. There's a lot on there.
Nice one. Cheers.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for
so fun.
That was wonderful.
Namaste.
Namaste. You're learning already.
I'm trying to do a little something. Well, thank you so much.
That was one of my favorite hangouts.